What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph. You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay. This is going to be along the same lines as, is it caramel or is it caramel? Well, we're leave that to the experts, I suppose. But making their debut on the channel tonight. Let's just go with how it looks, I guess. We have Charamel. Yes, indeed. How about that? Charamel making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SCL, and SCL want to see me react to this song by Charamel called Funa Funa Funassy.
What? The what? And the what?
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Official Funassy channel, okay? And the video has 53,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Live archive. 27.4 channel presents Charamel band Charamel Monster Stage 2020 rescheduled concert 5. 5th track? No, we're at the beginning, aren't we? Well, I mean, okay, so this video, I don't know if it's a whole live show or if it's part of a live show. I was told to start at the very beginning, zeros across the board, and I was supposed to end at 5:11. So, just gonna try and hit that mark and see if I can be accurate today. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
We're at 100. Sounds like a cross between a pop band and a rock band. Hey! Oh, what's his name? Shoot. I did a reaction to this cat. Name, it starts with an N. I know that. Yango Star. Yeah, I did a reaction to this character a while back. Yeah, that's him, all right. The apple cat, or the cat apple, or the apple possessed by a cat, or cat possessed by I forgot how it works, but yeah, the cat apple thingamabob. The drummer. When you're overqualified for the job. Yes, I remember doing a reaction to this. I found it very entertaining. If you have not seen that reaction, you definitely want to go back and check it out. I had a great time with it. It's one of those videos where I thoroughly enjoyed myself during the course of the reaction. And I remember in the comments, people were telling me that there's bands that this guy or girl or whatever plays with. So I guess this is one of those bands. Cool. And are we all going to be coming out dressed as characters? We had a vampire teddy bear come out. We got Niango Star coming out. I think the bass player came out looking like a turtle. Let's see if I get a look back. Man, that place is packed. Yes, turtle. Got the shell on the back. So the bass player is a turtle. Don't know how I feel about that. With a giant head. And what's the lead singer? A bunny rabbit. Lead singer will be a bunny rabbit or something. That's it. The hell is that? What is that? Looks like is it a goldfish? We'll go with goldfish. Why not? Why not? Goldfish are. No, I'm sticking with goldfish. I'm sorry, but that just looks weird. So we got an apple cat, a turtle, a vampire teddy bear, and a goldfish.
They are who we thought they were.
It's gonna be one of those days. My first reaction of the day, and this is how we're getting things started. It's gonna be one of those days. I could. Oh my God.
These are confusing times.
Okay, look. And now listen. I was just as confused at the beginning of the when you're overqualified for the job video. I was just as confused seeing the angle. And by the time we were done, I was blown away. So I'm not writing them off. I'm not saying this is going to be horrible. I'm not saying that, but all I am saying is, Japan, you are something special. You really are.
Japan, why?
And like I said, the thing that really kind of blows me away is, see if I can get a shot of the crowd here. Can I get a shot of the crowd? Please show me a shot of the crowd. Okay, here we go. Dear Lord, SRO. Standing room only. SRO. They are sold out. People pay for this. People pay to come out and see this. Blows me away. Anyway, all right. In the infamous words of Ric Flair, let's sit back and relax and let's see
What's really causing all this?
They all have the little props in their hands. Obviously a prop mic. Is that Cartman? The lead singer, I swear, sounds like Cartman. Put it up, side by side. Put it up, side by side. Play a little bit of this. Put a little bit of Cartman singing Tom Sawyer.
Modern day
promise you it's going to sound the exact same. Or put Carbon singing Sail Away or Come Sail Away from Styx. It sounds identical. Wait a second. One more time. Hold on. There's the big giveaway right there. Okay. I wasn't sure about something. Now, after listening very closely, I am 100% positive about this now. I had a lot of questions when I did my very first reaction to Niango Star. With that, when you're overqualified for the job video. I knew how it was done with they got this, they got the hands cut out so they could, the drummer can grip the sticks and without having the sticks going and flying out. I even think I said something to the effect that doing it with drums is one thing, doing it with guitars and bass would be something completely different. And as it stands right now, I haven't been able to actually see the hands of the guitar player. I've seen the back with the mitten covering, but I haven't seen the actual fingers. But I have seen the fingers on the bass player. It's like he's wearing some kind of a glove underneath the covering of the actual costume. You can see his fingers, or her fingers. I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl. But you can see the fingers sticking out, and there's like a glove, like a green and white striped glove that come up just to the fingertips. And then the fingertips are like exposed. So the bass player is playing live, and believe it or not, the guitar player is playing live. Now, I know the first thing people are going to say is, well, how can that be? Probably does the exact same way the bass player is doing it. They just probably do it lower, or they have a they could have maybe a piece of cardboard stuck up inside the costume so the fingers can come out cleanly and not have the material of the costume resting against the strings. Because if that happens, strings are deadened. You're not going to be able to play a guitar to save your life if that happens. So they've got to have figured out a way to get the fingers to come out far enough away from the material of the costume that the material from the costume doesn't deaden the strings. But I'm telling you, they're playing live. And the reason I'm telling you that, there were a number of times during the solo that you heard, okay, now here's the thing. They are playing live. They are playing live along with track. Okay, it's not all of them. There are 4, count them, 4 distinct guitar parts that I hear. Only 1 guitar player. But here's the thing, and the reason I'm saying I'm sure that he's playing live, the lead, you have 2 rhythm guitars, or you have at times 1 rhythm guitar, and on the track, just on the track, you have harmonizing guitar line along with main melodic guitar soloing. So you have the guitar solo along with a harmonic solo on the track. Now there are also times where the harmonizing line dips out. It's gone. It goes to reinforce what's happening within the rhythm guitar, leading just the lead guitar line. But it's funny because I hear a second lead guitar line, and it's not playing nearly as clean as the track guitar line. There's some dirt in there. There's some mistakes in there. Folks, you're not going to put dirt and mistakes in a track. You're just not. You're going to use track. It's going to be flawless. He's playing live, and it's folks, I can imagine. I can imagine how hard it would be in a costume like that with that giant head. How hard it would be to see your own strings. He's probably playing completely by feel and by muscle memory and by hand placement memory. But there's definite dirt in that solo for sure. Where there should be a unison line, it's not. Every once in a while, you'll hear a note that's not unison. So I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm positive they're playing live. Positive. Obviously, the lead vocalist, this microphone here, that's a prop mic, obviously. He's probably got a headset, mic on. Probably not in front of his mouth. Probably pulled out to about here. That way it doesn't rub up against the material of the costume. Picking that up. Bass player is obviously playing live. We know when Diango starts playing live. That's obvious. So they are playing live. Gotta say, that's impressive. Being able to pull that off, wearing the costumes, it's impressive. It's still bewildering. It's still weird. It's still very strange. And I don't know what's kind of blowing me away more. The fact that they got these 4 musicians on stage dressed up in these ridiculous costumes playing this music live, like really playing, or the fact that we are SRO, sold out, looks like about 500 people in the crowd, and these 500 people paid money to come and see this. They paid their hard-earned money to come and watch this, listen to it, hear it, and enjoy it. I'll say it again. Japan, you are something special. You really are. Anyway, let's get back into this. Cartman. Singing along the track too. The vampire teddy bear. Turtle bass player. And people know the song. People know the song. It's obvious. Watch the crowd. Watch the props in their hands. They go up on the downbeat of 4 each time. No, it's not a dog beat. 1 and 2 and 3. And on the end of 3, they go up on the 3, on the end of 3. And they do it in unison. It's not like, 4 or 5 people in the crowd are doing it. No, the whole crowd's doing it. Watch. Right there. They're doing it there too again. So the crowd knows this. Five 11, right on the dot. Wow. Well, that just happened. Oh, it's times like this where I really kind of wonder, what am I doing with my life? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review. And oh man, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Charamel with Funa Funa Funassy. This was a request from SCL. Oh boy. Well, that just happened, didn't it? Yes, it did. Happened right before our eyes. Look, I'm not 100% surprised. I'm not 100% shocked. I did a reaction to Niango Star by himself / herself / itself, whatever the case may be. And one of my favorite things about that reaction, I mean, don't get me wrong, the reaction was entertaining. It absolutely was. Seriously, if you have not seen that reaction, go check it out. It was one of the best times I think I've ever had with a reaction video. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So I wasn't completely shocked because I remember in the besides the reaction, one of my favorite things was reading the comments from that reaction for a number of reasons. One of the reasons was people telling me that they knew for a fact that the person in that costume is so-and-so. They know for a fact that it's this individual. It's this person. Yet they would offer up absolutely no concrete evidence to back it up. And there were at least 20 different people who all knew for a fact that it was this person, and each time it was a different name.
That's impossible.
Well, if one of them is right, then that means that's if one of them is right. That means the other 19 people are wrong, despite the fact that they know for a fact that it's that person. Personally, I think all 20 of them are wrong. I don't think anybody really knows who's under the costume, other than that person and that person's team, and that's it. I don't think anybody, because nobody was able to offer up any solid, irrefutable, concrete evidence. Nobody. Therefore, it was all speculation. So I just found the comments very entertaining for that reason. And I'm sure in the comments here, I'm sure we are going to get more of the same. I know for a fact that so-and-so is the bass player. I know for a fact that so-and-so is the guitar player. I know for a fact that so-and-so is Niango Star. We're going to get more of those, I guarantee it. I know for a fact that so-and-so is the lead vocalist. I'm really looking forward to reading those comments, especially the ones that, well, in this case, probably all of them, offer absolutely no evidence at all. I can't wait, because it's not so much the comments that are made, it's the responses. All the people who are like, really? You know that for a fact? I love reading them. I just bust out the popcorn and I sit back and I go, let's see what's going to be on the agenda for today. No, it's always fun to see this kind of stuff. It is. It's entertaining. It's different. It's weird. It's wacky. It's zany. It's all the things that you expect out of Japan. Man, Japan, you guys, man, you did it again. You really did. You created this. Listen, I'm not putting it down. I want to be very clear when I'm saying this. I am not disregarding it. I am not putting it down. I am not trying to make fun of it or insult it. I just find it very entertaining, very weird, very wacky, very zany, very, 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 very outside the box. But creative, no denying that. Original, yeah, no denying that either. It's like they took the animatronics out of a Chuck E. Cheese and brought them to life. You know, it's different. It's unique. It's not something that you would expect to see. And even if you expect to see it, it's not something you would expect to see every day. I've been doing this channel now for 5 years, and I can honestly say this is only the second time that I've seen musicians playing in a costume. And the first time was Niango Star. So, 5 years and over 3,000 videos later, this is my first time seeing this group. Gotta say, it was interesting. It absolutely was. And I'm gonna give my score. And when I give my score, I guarantee you, people are gonna do double and even triple takes, and they're gonna go, "Are you serious?" And I'm gonna say, "Yep, I'm as serious as a heart attack." And I'm going to tell you all of my reasonings as to how I came up with a score. And when I'm done, I promise you, it's going to make sense. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I am going to give that overall presentation a 9.1. Yep, 9.1. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this overall presentation deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 9.1. What does that mean? Well, a 9.1 would translate to an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, because overall, I think this was an outstanding, amazing, and impressive presentation. It would also get 5 out of 5 stars and an A letter grade. Yes, an A. So there you go. A 9.1. Outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating. 5 out of 5 stars and an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Ha ha! So glad you asked. I'm kind of tempted to go and watch the rest of the video. I kind of am. Like I said during the Niango Star reaction that I did, whenever you have a character playing in a costume like that, there's a lot of factors that come into play. Number one, and here's the thing, the Niango Star costume is one thing, okay? It's all material, all right? It's draped over the head. There might be some sort of a head covering that keeps it from, draping too much and forming shape around the individual's head that's in there. Try to keep it a little wider, a little rounder. It's some sort of a helmet. There might be something like that. But for the most part, it's all material. Very easy to breathe in that thing. It's a lot easier to breathe than those other two costumes. I'm talking about the guitarist and the bass player who are wearing those mascot-style heads. Folks, let me tell you, I know firsthand how it feels to wear one of those helmets, and it can be stifling, especially in the heat of the sun. Now, I know there's no sun out, but you know what there is out? Stage lights. And that stage can heat up real quick depending on how many lights are being used. On top of that, you're moving around, you're playing, and you're being active. You're going to start sweating real quick. I'm willing to bet by the time they were done with that first song, I'm willing to bet they were pretty moist in there. And they have to do more songs after that. Whew, man, dedication. The fact that they're all wearing those mascot style heads, again, Yango Star's one thing. You know, playing the drums, you hold on to the sticks, you just gotta know where your drums are. When you're playing a bass or a guitar and you're not able to see your fingers, you gotta go completely on muscle memory and position memory, where you feel your hands are supposed to be. And you gotta kind of, on a subconscious level, count the frets as you're sliding up. Okay, I slid up 4th frets. I slid up 7 frets. I slid up 3 frets. I slid down 5 frets. You gotta kind of keep that in the back of your mind if you're not able to see your frets. And otherwise, it's trial and error. Oops, come on. You know, played a wrong note. Let's adjust it and let's fix it and let's move up a fret and fix that problem. And I gotta say, they were pretty accurate. I did mention the guitar soloing. There was some dirt. There was. It was very obvious because you had the track playing the guitar solo with him. Or her, or it, or whatever. Again, I can't wait for the comments. I know for a fact it's so and so, but under that costume. Okay, you say so. You know, but at the same time, you got to give whoever it is credit for being able to play basically blindfolded. It's impressive. It absolutely is. The lead vocalist, obviously the microphone that the vocals was holding, obviously. That was a prop mic. It never really came into use other than as a prop. My guess is headset mic, you know, coming out to probably right about mid-cheek, just so it doesn't rub up against the material. You could see the construct that this individual was wearing to create space all the way around their head so that it wouldn't rub up against the microphone. Taking a lot of precautions there. It could be up here. I mean, it very well could be. But I mean, the vocal style was just, I was cracking up on the inside. I'm like, that's Cartman. Whoever's doing the vocals sounds exactly like Eric Cartman from South Park. And mixed in with a little bit of not Yoshi, Toad from Mario Kart. You got the Toad part with the woohoos and the yahoos, and you got Eric Cartman singing the main vocal line. So very entertaining. I thought that was pretty funny. As far as the song itself, it's not complicated. It's a pretty easy song, thankfully, because again, wearing those costumes, it's hard enough playing blindfolded. I don't think you want to be giving them YYZ to be playing blindfolded like that. But I mean, the chord progression was good. It was easy. It was easy to follow along with. It's a fun little tune. Not hard at all to play. It's basically root 3 and 4. That's pretty much it. Guitar solo is a completely different animal. He did the best he could, and like I said, it sounded like he nailed about 98% of it. So good on him, or her, or it, or whatever. Now taking the song and taking the performance of the song in a live setting, and let's be clear here before we get things too mixed up. I know they're playing along with the track. Okay, I get that. I understand that. You can hear, like I said, 4 distinct guitar parts. One of them is him, her, it, whatever the case may be. One of them is the individual on stage. The other 3 are track. Another example would be the vocals. You heard at least 2 different vocals singing the lead vocal line. I'm sorry, there's only one lead vocalist. That person cannot split their voice into 2 and be off of each other. That's not possible. So there was obviously a lot of track using, okay? But I also do believe that everything we heard along with the track was live. The bass playing was live, the drumming was live, there were live vocals, there was live guitar playing as well, okay? So taking the live playing into account under the circumstances, taking the songwriting into account, I would put that up to about an 8.6, 8.7, somewhere in there. But I'm giving this a 9.1. What in the world happened there? Well, if you've been watching my show for any amount of time, you already know what I'm gonna say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. And I gotta say, in this case, it helped. It did help. Let's go down the checklist, shall we? Let's see how many boxes they checked off. Stage presence. Yep, check, definitely. They came out looking like performers. They acted like performers. I got no issue with anything that happened there. Stage energy. I'm going to give it a check. The lead vocalist was all over the stage. That individual, he, she, it, whatever, that individual never stopped moving once the song kicked in. Even before the song kicked in, during the intro, that lead singer was moving around, hyping up the crowd, you know, getting there to get their hands up in the air without telling them to get their hands up. Just through the use of motion. Get your hands up. Get your hands up. And the crowd responded. So, yeah, a lot of movement, a lot of motion. Like to see that. So that gets a check. Let's see, coming after that, stage interaction. Okay, it's getting a check. It's a weak check, but it is getting a check. There was one point where I did see the lead vocalist go over to the bassist. Now, I couldn't tell with 100% certainty that what happened and what we saw was intentional. I don't know that it was planned. I don't know that the lead singer meant to do this. I don't know for certain, but it looked like the lead vocalist went over and interacted with the bass player, and it looked like the bass player responded. So there was that moment. It only lasted for about 3 seconds, and that was it. Now, is that enough for a check? It is enough for a check for one song, but it is getting a weak check, okay? But it is getting a check nonetheless, so I'll give it to him. Crowd interaction, yeah, big check. There was tons. The lead vocalist was constantly interacting the crowd. Get those hands up, and the crowd would respond. Not only that, but the crowd knew the song, and they knew, apparently, the choreography, kind of like a la Baby Metal. They knew when to jump. They knew when to put their hands in motion. They knew when to put up their little props in motion with the song. And the reason I know that is everybody did it at the exact same time. So it is planned. But the crowd is still responding to the lead vocalist who is leading them in the charge. So, yeah, that's definitely crowd interaction without question. Showmanship, absolutely, check. Between the angle back there and the lead vocalist, lots of showmanship going on. I mean, the guitar player and the bass player wearing the costumes that they're wearing, they are big, they are bulky, they are not easy to move in. Again, I have firsthand experience wearing a mascot costume like that. And folks, it is not easy to move around when it's the big, round, stuffed up, bulky costumes. You feel like a roly-poly. You really do. You take one step wrong, you fall. You are not getting up on your own. You need assistance. So I know how that feels. But the lead vocalist was really putting in work, putting on a good visual show. And Niango was back there doing the best that Niango could do. So yeah, I'll give them that. I'll give the check for them, definitely. Production, those costumes, absolutely. I've always counted costumes as production. It's part of the visual show. They could go out there and do the show without those costumes. Absolutely, they could. But the costumes add. And in this case, in something like this, where there is definitely a created identity, there is a brand, then you need to be wearing those costumes. It's kind of like Kiss in the 70s. You never saw them out of makeup. Never. They kept that. They committed themselves to being those characters at all times. And if they went out without their makeup, they wore masks, they wore helmets, they wore bandanas, they covered their faces somehow to protect that image, protect their identities, and most importantly, protect their character and their brand. And that's exactly the same thing here. Could you imagine the 4 individuals that are in those costumes just going out without the costumes and performing? I mean, would it sound good? Yeah, it would sound good. Would it be the same? Absolutely not. you as a audience member would feel cheated, right? Okay, you're paying for Charamel. You better get Charamel, right? Full costume. So yeah, that's absolutely production. Take all of that into account and we bump our score from, like I said, 8.6, 8.7, somewhere in there. Bump it all the way up to a 9.1. I'm not going to lie, folks. I did have, once I saw Niango Star, I was like, okay, I kind of have an idea of where this is going to go. So my level of expectation went up, okay? If I had never done that reaction to Niango Star and I saw it, and this was my very first experience watching like Niango Star, watching these guys with absolutely no prep, no idea, completely clueless and oblivious, would that score be higher? I think it would. I think it would be a little bit higher. Not much. Maybe a 9.3 at most on it, and even then, that's kind of a stretch. But I could see a 9.3 happening. But as it stands right here, as it stands right now, a 9.1, nothing to sneeze at. That is a fantastic score. So yeah, 9.1. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 9.1, which is an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later, peace.